everyone, and welcome back to the RockCast, a podcast made by RockCast University students for RockCast University students and anyone who's interested in life here at RockCast. Today's episode is number 6 of season 2, and it lands right around fall semester finals. So we'll be talking about finals and how to survive those, as well as look ahead for Christmas break. There's some holiday questions that we need answered as well. And finally, for our I Wish I Knew segment, we'll talk about road trips and how you can make the most out of those. But first, let's introduce our cast members for today. Tell us who you are, your year, where you're from, your major, and tell us the number one thing on your Christmas list.
Hello, my name is Sydney Truesdale. I'm a senior nursing major. I'm from St. Louis, and the number one thing on my Christmas list, I feel like it changes every year, and I also never know. And my parents are always like, what do you want for Christmas or whatever? I'm like, I don't know. But this year I'm going more practical, like clothes and sweaters. I had my mom get me a nursing, just like a jacket I could wear on the floor. So it's just like a little zip up jacket I can wear. And I might be getting some new tennis shoes. We'll see. But nothing super exciting. How about you, Bri?
Well, my name is Bri'Yana. the person that is hosting this podcast. I'm a sophomore business and medicine student from St. Louis. But yes, Sydney, I would say, so it actually comes as a shock to a lot of people when I tell them, but I actually don't celebrate Christmas. And it's more I always did as a kid, like my family did. And it's like my family wanted to turn more into experiences versus gifts. So I still love the history and the background around it. We just carry it out in a different way. So we usually do trips or do some type of thing together. So we're actually going to Florida this week, and not this week. I wish it was this week.
Same.
Florida during Christmas break. So I'm very excited about that.
That's cool. So you go on trips every year, or do you when you say you do experiences, would you buy your family member?
So it's it's actually we go out of town every year.
Okay.
And so I think it started when I was 10 years old because I was the only child and grandchild on both sides for a long time. And so I used to get the same gifts. I would get everything. And my mom you're getting all these toys, you barely use them. And so then we just started doing gifts. And actually when the pandemic came, that was the first time that we didn't go out of town during Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
cool.
So yeah, kind of spend about the same amount of money if you're getting a bunch of.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But I really love hearing about everyone else's Christmas traditions. So I think it's really cool. So.
That's cool. Yeah.
Before I forget, we should also mention if you missed it last week, we've had a special edition of the RockCast with an interview with Beatrice Chambo. Beatrice is a senior from Tanzania in East Africa who works with refugees in Kansas City. We talked to her about what it's like to be an international student, helping refugees get acclimated to life here, as well as how she ended up at RockCast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, comment, rate, and review us wherever you get your podcasts. And if you would like to watch us as a Zoomcast, find us at youtube.com/RockCastTalk. If you have any questions or topic ideas, or you're interested in being a guest or co-host with us, send us a DM on Instagram at RockCast University, or contact us through rockcast.edu. So as many of you may know, it is officially finals time. And let me tell you, I don't know about you all, but I am stressed.
Yeah.
Stressed. Finals week starts Monday for us, and it goes from Monday to Friday. So Sydney, how are you feeling about finals during this time?
I would say stress is a good word. It comes and goes in waves. On I had an exam. It wasn't a final exam, but this week I'm having all my final tests. So it's and then finals are next week. So it's just honestly 2 weeks of finals is what it feels like. But Monday I had an exam, and then I had another exam this morning. And then in between, on Tuesday, I was I know come this weekend, I'm going to be so stressed because I have one on Monday, Thursday, and Friday next week. So it was the calm before the storm. And I was oh no.
No, I definitely feel it because I had a test on Monday and it was part 1 of our final because it's a 2-part final.
Oh, weird.
It was 170 questions. and
170 questions.
multiple choice, but like it gives you a little bit of anxiety because you're like,
Oh,
go over it, make sure you don't miss any little bubbles. So I always do that every single time. It wasn't too bad. It was just the fact that like it's already so much going on, and like
thanks. What
I
class is that?
I don't want to sound controversial, but I feel like professors always think they're more important than the next.
Yeah.
Balance them all at the same time, and I'm like, I promise you all will have all my stress and all my time evenly dispersed. So
Yeah. It's hard to find like the balance between all the classes. Like I feel like I kind of just always end up focusing on which one's coming first. And then after I take that one, it's just like on to the next test. Like I had that exam today, so that's what I was focused on. And then I have another one on Monday, and that's probably going to be my focus. Like I tried to work ahead, do some study guides,
right.
but I don't know. I feel like when I get like overwhelmed and I have like so many tests, I just have to like take it one test at a time. Because when I try to like study for all of them at one time, I feel like I don't get a good quality amount of time studying for the test. You know what I mean?
No, like yeah, I completely agree because like I like how you do it ahead of time because like I feel like the 2 days before your final, that's like the time where you should just be like doing a quick review. It shouldn't have to relearning what you learned in the beginning of the year and everything like that. Like so when you do like the bulk of your studying earlier, it kind of comes easier as you get closer and closer. It doesn't really stress easier, but
Yeah.
that's definitely a good like study tip and everything.
Yeah, and a couple of my teachers gave us like some study guides, and they're like, I mean, study guides. It's like, here are the topics you should focus on. And so that has been really helpful. So like we kind of have just been, my friends and I have been just like making our own study guide and going through and adding all the information we can under those topics. And then like you said, like going through it. And then like the day before, like day to 2 days before is really like, we just kind of go topic by topic and see like how much we can just like talk about it from memory and go from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice. I think it's so hard for me to like study with friends. I think so I can have them in the room, but it's all about those study breaks. And those study breaks end up being breaks times 5,
Yeah.
But I feel like around finals time, people be more focused, so it's different. But whenever I'm by myself, I notice like in my room, so I love studying at night, I'll let my blinds up because it's like it's dark, and I have like my little string lights on and everything like that. And on my TV, I put like in YouTube study with me, and it's so calming. Like it's someone else studying, but like when you see them working and like writing stuff down, and I don't know, it actually
so like,
focus a lot. It's
a person that is like studying next to you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it's like that's doing work
like on the screen.
One that I did that was like 2 hours, and what it'll do is like it'll have like let's say like 30 minutes, like you just strictly studying for 30 minutes, and then like a break timer. So your break could be like 5 minutes, and then you go again, and it just keeps going like that until you get to like 2 or 3 hours. So good for me whenever I'm by myself or need that focus because I don't mind background noise.
Yeah, we're very different because I first of all I have to be in total silence. Like I cannot focus. Occasionally, like if I'm like studying, like if I'm working on homework, oh yeah, I love good background music. I can multitask. But if I'm like studying, like it has to be like, I don't know. I feel like I am a verbal like learner too. So I have to like read it out loud, and I learn best when I like explain it to somebody else. So we have to like talk it out with somebody else. And yeah, so it sounds like we're very different. I feel like if I saw a screen with somebody studying, I would just get distracted. Like I have to like really focus. That's so
interesting. I think definitely with reading, I would say, but yeah, I don't know. I think my thoughts be louder than the TV. That may sound weird, but like, it's like words, numbers, philosophy, everything is just scrambling in there. So I don't know. I just love it.
Yeah. Well, I also can't do it at night. I don't know how you do that. I get it hits like 7:30, and I just get like too tired to focus. Like maybe like 8:30, and then I just start like getting distracted, and it just does not work for me.
And I will say, like, I am guilty of procrastination. Like, I would definitely own up to that. But like at the same time, it's so hard for me to like do like a lot of heavy studying during the day. Like, it's just like it's so bright outside. Like, I don't. It's that may sound weird, but like
That is so funny.
it's just. But at night, I need to be on it.
Hey, you know, whatever works for you.
Absolutely.
Lots of ways to do it.
Yes. But luckily enough, as we know, winter break is coming. And so we'll be able to finally relax. Some people may go to work, but at the same time, it's not as strenuous as having like school and work. So right after finals, winter break begins, and we're just coming off Thanksgiving break. So we're right in the middle of like the holiday season. So let's talk about a few of these. Are you cool with that?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Sydney, do you have any like traditions for like Thanksgiving or Christmas that you love and that you do with your families for the past few years?
Yeah, I do. For Thanksgiving, my family, it's my dad's favorite holiday. So and he absolutely loves it. And it's probably my favorite too. I just like it because there's like no, at least in my family, there's no expectations and it's just food and like hanging out and I'm not doing anything. We can watch the parade, like all that kind of stuff. We don't really do, I guess most families, at least that I know of, like go visit like their extended family, but it's just our like little nuclear family. So it's like my siblings, my parents, and we sleep in and then we watch the parade, like cook our own meal. And then we didn't go this year. We ended up like ordering a movie online or last year, but we always go see a movie on Thanksgiving. I don't know when that started or why that started, but I've always like kind of loved that. It's just fun to like hang out with the family. And this is gonna be so weird, but my dad, like, he thinks he's hilarious. And we every year he calls every single member of our family and like he like prank calls them and like acts like a turkey and like he like turkey gobbles and then hangs up and then does it to every single member of the family. And we're like, what the hell are you doing? And it's so funny. He does it every year and like cuts people off and they're always like, and he's been doing it for so many years now. I don't know how that started, but everyone like expects a call now on Thanksgiving. So it's really funny. We didn't call a couple of our cousins this year and they were like, I didn't get a call from the turkey. Like, where's Turkey Dave? And we're just like, oh my gosh. So kind of weird, but it's mostly just hanging out with my family. Yeah. How about you?
I would say, so it's kind of funny because a week before Thanksgiving, my grandma texted me and said, hey, like, what do you want for Thanksgiving? So of course I proceed to send her an entire list because of course, and she said, that's the whole menu. I'm like, you asked me what I wanted. I said, well, ham, dressing, greens, macaroni and cheese, sweet potato pie, like, all of that. So that was nice. And I think, so usually my aunt does all like the baking. My mom will do half the food. My grandpa always does the meat. And then my grandma does the other half of the food. Okay. But right before Thanksgiving break, like BSU held Thanksgiving Throwdown. And cooking in the kitchen in the community center. And we cooked, it was all kind of, there was like greens, sweet potato pie, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, all of that. And so like we were in there cooking from 3, and I think it didn't start until 7 maybe. Mm-hmm. So exhausted.
Oh yeah.
My family knows that I can do it, and that's what scares me because I think we'll be on the list next year. Yeah. So yeah, it is kind of tradition that everyone makes something. Like it's usually not just one family member, which is kind of fun. So it should be interesting next year what they have me making.
Yeah. That's always the problem with family stuff is like if you ever make something and it's really good, you will be making that for the next 20 years of your life at every family party, at least at my family.
Exactly. And I'm like, I think I've just accepted it. Like I've accepted my fate. Like,
yeah.
Crazy to think like as I get older, like I wonder when is that transition from like them being completely fine with you not doing anything versus, oh, you're the one, the main contenders in the thing prep. Like, the transition is going because like they're going to get old eventually. It's like, is this on me?
Yeah.
I know this has nothing to do with transitions, but I kind of went on a tangent. But
No,
that's
you're good.
the main one. Us all doing like different things. So yeah. But I do want to go over a few hot takes. So like different like little debates that I've been seeing around. So we're just gonna kind of give our like quick like little opinions on that.
Okay.
Oh, when do you think it's appropriate to start decorating for Christmas?
Okay, so here's my hot take. I am a very firm believer that you do not start celebrating Christmas until after Thanksgiving is over.
Yes.
Like, period. End of
Yes.
story. We gotta celebrate
Yes.
Thanksgiving before we celebrate Christmas. And I was joking with some of my roommates because they like love Christmas, and I was like, no, we're not decorating till after Thanksgiving. And I think, yeah, you gotta celebrate that season before you can celebrate Christmas. But decorating, I mean, I feel like that's personal preference, but our family usually doesn't get around to it till like probably like around now, like the beginning of December or like after Thanksgiving. And then I don't know. What does your family do, Brie?
Yeah, I would say that like as far as like decorating like my grandma's house,
Uh-huh.
not until after Thanksgiving. Because I'm like, when people, of course it's okay. I mean, everyone has their own.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do your
course.
thing.
But I don't know, like Christmas stuff up in November. I'm like, we forget about the main contender right now. The time with the most amount of good food at once, and that's Thanksgiving. We can't forget about Thanksgiving, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. But speaking of Thanksgiving, which one do you prefer for like the main part of the meal? The turkey or the ham?
See, I feel like you're gonna say differently than me, but our family always does turkey. Like I've never met someone who does ham. Well, I know I have some friends who do ham, but like our family we're strict turkey, and my dad's obsessed with like whatever brined means. Don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Like a brined turkey from Trader Joe's. Would recommend to anyone out there. Very good.
Yeah, I've been seeing like so many like videos now, like with like a little syringe. Like I guess they sell now, like with butter or something. But I would say my family does both, but my favorite is so yeah, we have a turkey and a ham.
Okay.
And sometimes they put like pineapples on top of the ham. It kind of glaze. I don't know how my papa does it. I'm gonna have to learn because
ham is like our Christmas thing. So we do like ham
that
at
makes
Christmas.
sense.
And we
Okay, I can see
do
that.
like do you guys do the do you make your like do you season it like and stuff yourself, or do you get like honey baked ham?
They usually season it themselves.
Oh, good for them. 'Cause I was like, because honey baked ham is where we usually go, but dang, that's impressive. Nice.
Yeah, I remember. I'm sorry. Has nothing to do with hot takes, but it's just so. I saw this video and it was on TikTok, of course. I'm sorry, I sound like a cliche, but the wife asked her husband. She already took out the turkey, right? So that it can like thaw for a few days. So the husband saw it one day and thought she accidentally left it out. So he put it back in the freezer. And like when she was looking for it the day of, it was frozen. And everyone in the comments was like, "You're done. You're done.
Yeah, you're
like,
done.
Sitting outside for Thanksgiving." I was like,
Immediately done.
that would be crazy. Just a few more before we head out. What's your favorite side dish or dessert for Thanksgiving?
My favorite part of Thanksgiving is the pumpkin pie.
Okay.
I don't know if that counts. I guess that's a dessert. My favorite side is like probably the mashed potatoes. My mom makes like handmade and they're really, really good. And then our pumpkin pie recipe was my grandma's recipe that she passed down to my mom, and then my mom makes it now. And it is, seriously, the best pumpkin pie I've ever had in my whole life. I look forward to it the whole year, every year. So it's amazing. What do you think?
I'll say my favorite dessert is sweet potato pie.
Okay.
And then my favorite side dish is definitely macaroni and cheese. Like,
yeah,
it's really good every year. I always expect the best. Okay, let's do one more. how long do you eat the leftovers from Thanksgiving?
Okay, this might be another hot take, but I honestly, okay, this Thanksgiving meal is amazing and I look forward to it every year. It's like one of my favorite things. But there is almost nothing better than a leftover sandwich, like either second dinner or like day after, depending on when we eat, toast with mayo, and then I just put like literally everything that we've like mashed potatoes, turkey,
Really?
stuffing, like gravy, like all of it, and cranberries all in one sandwich, and it is so good. I would definitely recommend. So I eat leftovers till they're gone for every meal, pretty much. And our family, we have 6 people, so that's like 2 days, 3 days, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I would agree. I would say it's about 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it starts off like the next day. Like I've done like a ham sandwich or something like that. And then I had I made a completely another plate of food the next dinner, like Thanksgiving part two, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, and I've seen people get creative with it, but then after a while I'm like, okay, all right, mom.
Yeah.
Real good, real good.
Time for something else.
Yes. Yes. So okay. And so finally, our last segment for the podcast is I Wish I Knew, something that we do for every podcast. And today's topic is road trips. And so we're both from St. Louis. So Sydney, what would you say is like your best like road trip tips for people who are traveling during like the holiday season that you wish you knew when you were a first year student?
Well, it depends on the time of year. Sometimes, I don't know, what would you say, Brie? Like 3 hours, 45 minutes ish?
Yeah, it's about 3.5, 3:45. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like depending on the time of year, it like you can tell when it's approaching holiday season because there's so much more traffic. Like I don't know if this was just me, but on the way back this year, I was in traffic and it took me probably an extra hour, like 4 hours, 45 minutes to get here. And it was horrible.
Mm.
I don't like being in the car for that long. But the best thing that I've learned is throwing on a podcast, honestly, because you like listen to an episode and I feel like it kind of like distracts me and I'm like listening to the episode and I'm like invested in what I'm listening to. And then like next thing I know, like 30 minutes or 45 minutes have passed and I can just like listen to like 3 or 4 episodes and like throw some music in there when I get bored. And I feel like that's a good way to pass the time. But I definitely think going at like the weirdest times during the day has always ended up being the best traffic wise. Like in the morning, obviously there's gonna be more traffic, like if you're leaving super early, but then once you get out onto 70, it's better. But then, and then the same thing I feel like I run into a lot is like I end up leaving in the afternoon. And then by the time I get to St. Louis, like 4 hours later, it's like rush hour traffic when I get stuck in downtown. So it's like, yeah, it can be kind of tricky. So I feel like the middle of the day has always been the best for me. What
Yeah,
do you think?
say something that I wish I knew. I realized how much I actually don't like road trips, and like that maybe makes me sound super boring, but like, and I do not like making stops. Like I don't know, I just use the restroom once, get my snacks, and then like I can last on the road for like hours. So usually I fly, but although it's not the same as a road trip, I did take the train. My first time actually this year because I used to do it freshman year, but like after for fall break, I took the train and it was so peaceful, even though it was super long.
That's
It
cool.
was peaceful. I think it's about 6 hours, but it ended up being a little bit like over because there was so much like delays. But it was very peaceful. So like I don't know, that's something I wish I kind of took advantage of. Like if I'm not in a rush to go home, I think like having that 6 hours of just you being still,
Yeah,
I don't know, it really made a big difference. So yeah, but that's just kind of like me.
that's cool. So do you like to sit down? Like you don't mind like a long drive then?
Yeah, like I don't mind a long drive. I just usually prefer flying, but like I don't mind it. I guess what about trains more than cars, even though cars are quicker. With trains, you just have more space. I think that's the thing with me. Like if it's a road trip and it's like the car is packed, it's just kind of like, I can do it for a few hours, but not like a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. But the longest road trip that I've ever been on was in high school, my junior year. We went to New York, St. Louis from New York on a bus, a charter bus. And I was 17 hours, give or take. And it was actually so fun. Like you're on a bus with like all your friends in high school to New York.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
I can get how that's been fun. I've taken a bus to DC before, and that was like 12 or 13 hours.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other story. Let me tell you, there was a lot of issues on that bus. So it was fun because it was like togetherness and I was like with my friends, but like I can't say that I would recommend taking a bus for that long, at least in my experience. I also get car sick. So like that was like an extra thing where I was like, this is rough.
It's like one of the things where you do it once and it's like, okay, I see how that is, but yeah.
Yeah.
But well, wherever you all are going during winter break, we wish you safe travels and a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And for students, best of luck on finals and make sure you stay safe during break. We want to make sure that we can all come back in the spring, ready to go, safe. So just make sure you keep that in mind. So this concludes our podcast. And as Sydney Truesdale and myself would always say, good luck, good luck, good luck, and have a great break.
Peace.